do believe that it's about time we get started. I apologize for delays. I'm a little quiet today. Just really tired. Apparently something's going on with our washer. Not sure what. I'm not sure how to fix it. I need to get a mechanic for it. We'll see. Anywho, it is wonderful Wednesday. Tired Wednesday. Not about as wonderful as Wednesdays get. So it's time for more Disco Elysium. Hopefully, it won't make me feel bad. We'll see. Disco Elysium has feeling. So we'll see. Before we actually get into further investigating stuff that I am terrible at investigating, a couple holidays. Today is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. If you have not had a deep dish pizza, which is Chicago style, they are pretty good. Not my favorite, but they're pretty good. So there was a famous TikTok that went around of a guy watching a Chicago deep dish pizza being pulled out of the oven, complaining that it had no cheese. Because, weirdly, with Chicago style pizzas, deep dish pizzas, cheese is under the sauce. Why it's like that, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm no deep dish expert. Maybe it's just because they wanted more cheese than sauce, or maybe there's an actual reason as part of the cooking process. I don't know. But the cheese is under the sauce. But also, today is National Walking Day. If you have not taken a walk recently, you should. You should walk regularly, whenever possible. It's good for improved circulation, helps lessen arthritis pain, and generally, it'll put you in a better mood if you don't go out, get some fresh air, walk around. Keeps you active. At least it's supposed to. I don't know how how much that particular thing holds water, but I'm sure there's studies about it. See this? I think there was more construction here once decades ago. Probably to hold up this little bridge thing after the war. But while I've already talked to what's her face, there are a couple things that I can check. Um, that's for tomorrow. Okay, I still need to ask them about the eighth Hardy Boy. That's tomorrow. I can go into the apartment. That's tomorrow as well. Ask another about the tattoo's possible meaning. Eh. Let's do the apartment thing first. Gravito says a firing squad for the rich. Yeah, that's fair. Note reads, we're closed by Martinez Realty Associates. Oh, wow, it looks like a perfectly reasonable place. See below looks cold, winter gray. Someone has torn down the wall. Going into the bathroom kitchen, of course. Can old grocery list on the table and checks.
What happened here?
Can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall? No, you definitely can. This looks sad.
Put your emotions aside. Try to focus on abstract, impersonal things. But this reeks of sadness.
Of course it does, Inland Empire. You know me too well. You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Got the stuff in the fridge.
Indeed.
Which I've already gotten. That goes out to the balcony. Hey, you. You're the one that refused to let me in before. An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing. I'm shining a flashlight in her
The cold
face.
never does any good for my bronchitis.
Sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. Sure you don't want to see my badge? No, I don't have my badge. I'm not going to say that. You alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
Starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Looking for a young male in his mid-20s. Dark hair, skinny build, smoker on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
The lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Right. Maybe I can ask you a few questions about the apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Some crazy man just tore through one of the rooms in the hotel. Crazy people. What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still,
She leans on her broom.
she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Thanks, I'm off. Apartment 8, their mailbox is overflowing. Nine, it's locked. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
time, he steps closer. This time, the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police. Open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I shouldn't go around fucking with people that
isn't just a five-pointed star.
don't.
It's an
Need it.
inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words.
And it's back
The
to closer.
star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
What's the deal with the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Oh. And what does it evoke in me?
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Fair enough. Still interesting. Box is filled with cleaning chemical. Smells. Laundry detergent. Flip up glasses. The auditor. Ooh, I can get logic but lose authority. Addiction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment 12, a loud rumbling snore comes from within. Oh, some alcohol. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. That's not good. Oop. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Probably a family. Not that that really matters for the case. Go to the balcony. Apparently that's where the, I'm gonna find the other people. Breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. That can't be safe. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Yeah, sure, just a door. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. This is the door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Which means that that's 28. Door to apartment 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Knock knock, Mr.
This
Smoker.
door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Looks around, taking in the cold spring air.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good. Tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
I might be able to actually still catch him tonight. But I don't know if it'll let me or not. Oh, hey there.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved. You're in trouble now, little lady. The cops don't like closed doors or unreachable perches. Or people having high ground on us. No, I'm gonna be snarky. That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
The heavy fuel oil.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
Says studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Fumes are bad, okay? And some clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
No, I don't think I'll be able to see much, Cindy. Above tarps flap in the wind, forgotten hammers, nails rust. Door is locked. Can't get in. Chair's new. Someone lives back there. Noted. Where does this lead? Someone's been sleeping here recently. Probably Cindy. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Labor urchins. Well, it's something. I think that the last thing I need to take care of, probably talking to the Hardy Boys, so I might as well get that out of the way. Hey, Hardy Boys. Gonna stop flashing you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Hey, does not look particularly happy to see you. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace?
I would love
A
to.
thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
Right, there is no local drug trade, except you. No, do the honor. You've earned it, not at the lieutenant. Forget it, I knew they— oh, they'd never own up to it. No, Lieutenant, you got this.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Disgusting, you're admitting to profiting off of it, off of poisoning your own people. Good idea, people are always going to do drugs, at least this way you have some control over it. Or yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. Oh, I don't know if I want to claim for a fact. No, on the one hand, personally, I think that like if the drug trade were actually controlled properly and people were given, ways to wean themselves off of addiction or at least take care of their addictions in a way that is safe, that is going to be better than how it is now. But also, like, I don't think it's a good idea to have their vigilante police force also controlling the drugs. It's dumb when we do it. It's dumb when they do it too.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Right.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Sure you do.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Sure. I also talked to Joyce. Unfortunately, the merc that you hanged, friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
There's snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Yes, they're forming some kind of tribunal. They're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
Punches Blondie on the shoulder. You know that a single Ceres giant hornet can kill 40 bees in a minute. This Crenel is bad news. You know that, right? Mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. Joyce said they've gone rogue. Nobody is controlling them.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
For your sake, I hope you're right.
Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am.
Crenel is bad news. You know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals, special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Sure. Joyce said that they've gone rogue and nobody is controlling
Big
them.
fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you mean, okay?
He jerks forward a bit. Okay, they're going to wipe you the fuck out. Okay, you got this. You got the numbers. Okay, I'll be on your side when they come. Okay, they got one more gun on your side. Once I find mine, I lost it. Okay, I guess I'll be gunning you down right alongside them. No, you got no fucking chance. You have zero chance. Not
No,
a
they
chance in
won't.
hell.
Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
I've seen this before, or I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Huh?
You must be. Just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
See. Sorry for all the background noise. A toddler is upset about something. And he's screaming at me. Gideon, go. You want to sit down? Okay. No, I like to get drunk and then do racial profiling. I don't give a shit either, just like you guys. No, I'm also a big fan of beer, and jerking off instead of helping people. Or I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you. Damn. That is... Alright. No, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Picks the beer back up.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. Someone's been raped, she needs counseling. You need to talk to her. Or I've asked this before, why are you hiding the victim? No. Yeah, it's not about who did it. You don't just fucking kill the guy and then, shoo off the victim. No, you gotta fucking help the person. She needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
And it takes out his notes.
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's Amonju with an O-U.
Wait, is that the first person I talked to?
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Fuck. I'm gonna risk it.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Just to be safe, I'm gonna patch up. Alright. So, what is your relationship with her?
I know her.
He looks around, and an uncommon silence fills the room.
How well do you know her?
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
Crosses his arms.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
So she's not from around here?
You mean Revachol? Nah, she's an immigrant. Or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it.
That you partied, that's cool. What did you mean?
What do you think I meant?
Oh, you do karaoke?
Yeah, tons of it. All the songs.
So you're saying the two of you were close?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
A very good. When was the rape?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Turns to Glenn.
Here you go, boss.
Tall blonde throws him a can. I just cracked it open. So, did she know the mercenary before everything happened?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
Thank you, we'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Points his beer can at you. Oh no. Yeah, I'll talk to her. Hey, Kim.
What was that?
In the sweating and fidgeting when he mentioned her name?
Yes.
I think I know that woman.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
She knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out. That I partied hard and not very mental healthy. Mental healthy.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together?
So this is what it feels like to be interviewed.
Got nothing
What
to
if
hide.
you do, but you just don't remember that you do? You'll get through it.
She overheard me listening to music and doing weird things from her room. It's the one next to yours.
Anything else?
I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
And also, I asked her where we are, what city.
That's
Yeah.
clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
Nothing. Let's move on.
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be all right. Is it though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be bad. Hey, buddy.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
Stay masculine again.
You see a heavy...
The guy just needs to stay masculine, that's all.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
If I bump up my electrochemistry, I might be able to try to remove the expression. Anything that's lowering my electrochemistry? Nope. My pants are already giving me electrochemistry, so that's not going to give me anything good. My clothes will give me electrochemistry.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Oh, that's good to know. Anything else? I don't have a hat right now. That would lower my rhetoric. Spray thing. No. None of those would really be good, I don't think. Alright. I'm just gonna unequip my flashlight so I'm not shining it in her face and give it a knock.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Omen's voice answers, muffled by the door.
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Piles of dirty clothes. A woman's. Hotel bill calculations. Like she's had an extended stay. Apparently she's been here for months, so I believe it. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. Thank God.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Look at the medications.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
It's quite the collection in here.
Anything of note?
Gonna look at the bottles.
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Nacra, opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Door nods, then locks, then looks at the door.
You could say he's on the lookout. Among
Oh,
some
jeez.
foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Good question. I can check my electrochemistry again. Put on the fingerless gloves.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs. A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
So exciting about this orange bottle.
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Peptide.
Peptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
No, I'm not taking the
This
drugs.
medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs. It's been used quite a lot.
The bed has been hastily made.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run your finger across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
He adjusts his glasses. Smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra. Menthol. Cold coffee in an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Flies? Gnats? Look like a handful of dried, wet, white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Move my hand. Fast.
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
I'm gonna stab my finger pistols at him.
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols produce a satisfying snap.
Ooh.
Strange for such a low-caliber finger gun to sound so chunky. The flower in your other hand is impressed. So is Kim. That's not entirely true. The lieutenant is looking at the door to the east and mostly misses them.
Aw. Alright, I'll talk to her.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got up here.
It's much nicer now.
Her eyes wander north toward the yard.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Let's see. Let's go Infernum. Hell, you know not what you speak. No, I just trust this place. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell. To another place, a third place, much different from our world. No, just go Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the Infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Ain't seen nothing yet. There's a karaoke stage downstairs. Things are only getting easier for me. I'm a policeman. How long do you think until the hard wears us down? It's gotten pretty hard in the meantime, but I go on.
I can see that. I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette. It's like she's disappointed this wasn't about more entertaining matters.
What is your name, miss? For the record.
Clausier Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent.
What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid. Oranese lit. Oranese literature. That's what I studied at the university.
He raises both eyebrows. What's it? Oh, what is Ornese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters.
Revacholian literature too?
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
I have no intention of doing that. I do feel this on the urge to save the world, yes. Guess that's why I'm on this case. The world is unimportant. I want to hear about you. I had no intention of doing that.
That's just a phase the Revacholian hero goes through.
He breathes in the menthol-flavored fumes, savoring it.
Before they plunge into full-core humanity and world-saving.
She seems quite relaxed for a victim of assault. But, of course, what seems should not be your priority.
What do you do with Ornese lit?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
You make money then. Money is very important.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Takes a drag. Take a look at your passport, please.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
You know what? That's fair. I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. How do I know you told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okay, then.
Okie dokie.
Pours herself more coffee.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
The record. So official.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah, it's pretty deluxe.
So, what are you doing here in the whirling rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
A few months, apparently.
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here, though?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Now you're too young to call yourself a disco has-been. No, this is a sassy town. It's where the future of dance lies. You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been.
I'm really not.
Got quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
It was quite impressive. How do you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
That's quite the mutation. And the collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Tone isn't aggressive, just inquisitive.
Better safe than sorry.
Takes a drag and smiles. You seem to have, among other things, Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Such as?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours, not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
That's all as far as that goes, then.
Very funky.
Very funky. She takes a drag, looking you straight in the eye. That window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
I have other questions for you.
Okay.
What is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sudden change of topic. No, what's Sambo?
A martial art, sir. Is that it?
Samurai boxing, or Sambo, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth and cool.
Yes. Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Alright, there's no more avoiding it. Tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
Actually, it's already afternoon.
Is it?
Squinting, she takes a look around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below.
It is afternoon. Time flies, man.
Well, she looks into her coffee cup. So, were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
So they lied about it. Or is she lying? Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warning them.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Kind of partying. Point to your bloated face. Kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? Keep pointing at your face. I didn't know it was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
Oh. Ooh, juicy. Okay, she actually liked the victim. What?
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Tennant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting the hanging, that was you.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery phone cutter.
Oh, we're just solving all the mysteries today, aren't we? In the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
They didn't hang him for the rape, then why did they hang him?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
He's a strikebreaker.
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you for telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
I had something else before. A little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
I don't think I have anything for volition. I don't think I have any equipment for volition either, so investing in it wouldn't really do me any good.
Yeah? Alright. Not my favorite topic. How about we, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Hey, Kim.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
Not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things.
Yeah, there's something else that's not right here.
The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's check this door.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Push
It's
on it.
barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Where does this door lead to?
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See, the main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation. I told you.
I hate it when that happens.
Can I do some physical instrument? I don't have anything stopping me from doing physical instrument, I don't think. Half-light.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Nope. That didn't help me at all. I've already got a point in physical instrument from the look of it. And the white tank top did not help in the slightest. Can I put my dress shirt back
small,
on?
heavy door. No lock in sight.
Yeah, no, with me already having a point in physical instrument and it not even popping up, still only being 3%, there's no fucking way I'm getting that open right now. I'll have to look into that later. But at the very least, Kim recognizes that the other door is important. So she's made around 4 months of payments for this room. That's a lot. That's a lot of real. Yeah, anything else to say about this door yet, Kim?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It could be connected to the barred door upstairs. The door does not budge.
This is what I studied law for? Yes, unfortunately it is.
It's you again. What is it?
She says she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's
Oh yeah,
fucked
they're
up.
breaking apart. They're falling apart.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy!
Voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, that would be
Someone
horrifying.
has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why once you listen to it.
And where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you've bugged them. How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Chief picks his beer back up again to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
It's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Fine, I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Well, I can try to use the tape player in my room, but it might actually be too busted up. If that's the case, I don't know if I'll be only if he has one in his room or not.
The compact tape player is still and silent.
Definitely not
Seems
still.
it has completely broken down now. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Elysium. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
Yeah, it wasn't able to last me.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore.
Yeah, any ideas?
My kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff.
That's true. Why not? We'll give Roy a... We'll give Roy a try. Oh, actually, hey, you. Before I go.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Room 3, she nicked the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
Elena's a good customer.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
What? Did someone mention my name?
We were just paying you a compliment. And finding out a degenerate from room 3 nicked the phone line. Everything is okay here.
Yells and turns to
Good
you.
thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Was there anything else? Yes.
Nope, that's it. Just wanted to get that out there. Get it out of the way, you know?
Six crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Mabel's or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Pin them, which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Was it a coincidence, being on the roof? No. Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Very well. I'm gonna put it back in my
The
pocket.
petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza? You should ask him about the flowers.
Oh, thank you, reaction speed.
You stare at the great door gunner Megamix. If only you had a boombox, you would be able to play Titus's tape. The tape feels ominous. Upon it, the dead speak. Respect the tape. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right. For you to discover, you've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Oh.
Gone.
Maybe the person at the library might know. They're potentially a historian.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Her face looks powdery and painted from all the makeup.
So are you the owner of the store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Who's the little girl standing outside?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Annette is quite the trooper. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
Okay, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the...
Yeah, you're not gonna give me what I'm looking for, unfortunately. But I still have to go to the job. Let's make our way down. I need to talk to you about the petals.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
Do Maybells mean anything to you, Renee?
I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck.
Is this a royalist military tradition?
It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. Bells of the revolution.
Did they bring you any good luck?
You know what? No. They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the idea for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston, but not while we have company. So, officers.
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
And it quickly asks.
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
Thank you so much for your time. Hey, Gaston, you got anything else to say about that?
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you?
You mentioned John.
Oh, sweet Jenny.
Jenny.
She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
So you both know her?
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
He jerks forward, but then grabs his chest and stops.
Well,
I'm not gonna
technically,
intervene.
you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. You,
The tall veteran looks at you and nods.
no point starting this all over again. For the thousandth and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer,
What happened to her?
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
Pauses, searching for the right word.
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back, will it now?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
Why do you think she was indecisive?
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry.
Look in his eyes, is happy and distant.
She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married.
A bit odd.
Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Sweet, sweet Jenny. We knew her. She was René's
and then you stole her from
Easy,
me.
fellas. No need for this to get ugly.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the three of us were just learning to walk and talk.
You stole her from me.
René repeats, trying to steady his breathing and still clutching his chest.
Well, technically, you stole her from...
We were just boys. No point starting this all over again.
She couldn't. She was always...
Nothing wrong with
leaving
weighing your
one of
options
us.
first.
Heck, technically...
You always confuse...
He suddenly
Of course,
right.
officer. Memory...
You got enough about that.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul. If he's got principles.
I understand Jenny meant a lot to you.
There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating.
Where was the photo of you taken?
Revival Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name day, and the Carabineers marched in the place of honor.
You looked happy in the picture, smiling.
This was the happiest day of my life.
Said in such a matter-of-fact tone it leaves no room for doubt. What happened with you all?
I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch.
The Ikeda operation was a 7-year campaign, during which suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of La Petite Continent, collectively known as the Ikeda tribes under the Revacholian banner.
I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you hurt her.
Dark cloud. That sounds unpleasantly familiar.
Unfortunately, he was definitely dealing with some stuff. He looks down at his lips moving. The words are inaudible.
Those days and memories are gone.
He nods and looks René with something resembling compassion.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Thank you for your time. I like talking with those guys. They have an interesting story to them, and I really like that. Bust of a woman. The plaque simply reads, Day. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. kind of machine and take cash register. Clothing? Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in.
Hello again. How can I help you?
I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Now I know I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
Shells.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
And I'll let my gaze run over it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
Means in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Pauses studying the light. Nothing else I need to know about it. A little figurines back here, looks like.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Yeah, you know what? Fine. I'll look.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
That's blue uniforms.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Hey, this looks like Rene, the old guy who was playing Petanque.
This is what the loyalists look like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
What exactly are these?
Which ones? Royalist soldiers from the time of the Revolution. The uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose.
What about the ones in rags?
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Revolutionaries. Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers.
Called it.
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Meant to give people hope, even we can do. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Guard. Bitch, it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. No. Meant to give people hope.
Maybe.
I'm gonna put on my gloves before I try to search. Give myself the best chance I got. Facing. I don't think I have anything that lowers my interfacing.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What is this?
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
Points at the decapitated figurine.
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Yeah, fuck it.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Thank you. Of course, the head is not included. Put on my electrochemistry gloves. I believe that last one.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
And on the tips of your toes.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
What about that Stereo 8 approved one?
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Can I just play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
What about a discount? You know, a police discount.
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Doorgunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental. Careful, you can only do this once.
No, he doesn't like music. How does 10 real sound?
Sounds like a rip-off, but okay. I can make it 10, but no lower.
I'll take it.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Hell yeah, we got it. Now to see if
Hello
he's on
again.
drugs.
How can I help you?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. but you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues.
Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all starts with the tape.
All right.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
How much for the streetlight?
700 real.
Jesus.
A bargain, I dare say.
You out of your mind? There's one just like that on every corner. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds about right. I imagine it wasn't easy sawing off that street lamp.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
Yeah, that's fair. And besides, 700 real, if you can get somebody that will actually be able to fucking, pay for that, good shit. Alright, time to play the tape.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is rooted behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech, some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
Click, then silence. The rest of the tape's empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look. His look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this Cordy?
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
And what's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Well, what do we do now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night.
I don't want to keep that equipped out in the snow. Shit. There. I don't have any other things to internalize right now. I'm just gonna hold on to the skill points until I need them. Sounds like I gotta go back to the lady upstairs. Alright. Hey, got some stuff that I wanted to talk about. You alright with that?
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Dennis already gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Something to that effect, yes.
The phrase was used.
Tenant checks his notes and nods.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
Picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes. Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Think he was trying to scare people? Why say things like that? Chismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
Coping mechanism? Catchphrase? Persona? Did you learn this from studying lit? Sounds psychological. To his idea of normalcy on living. That's coping mechanism.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
You like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, tell us more about the victim.
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad, It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
Lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink, the last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Where is Lelystad? Place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat. Oranje? Oranje's map of waterways? This fits with his tattoo.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form.
Damn, I was so close. Moving on.
Her eyes follow yours on the piece of paper.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
Memory makes her smile.
He even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Yeah! Lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you.
What about his eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Damn. Did he tell you about his tattoo at all? Like, what it meant?
Oh, that.
Was an Orkney's map of the waterways?
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Yeah, and that's theoretical.
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
He leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us precisely what these...
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Yeah, I think we're finished with this line of questioning.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes, observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Turn to the sleeper, miss. Thank you.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
What you said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Yeah, what about it?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
No, I can figure out my age.
Yes?
Old, wise, and sage who has seen it all across 300 years. In my early 30s, rough 30s, I lived it up. Oh my god, I have no idea. Probably middle age. Nah, early 30s.
You're a rough rider, but not in your early 30s. Do you want to know the truth?
Yeah, bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth. Tell me my age.
To the laboratorium.
Date of birth generator. Okay. Why not? Alright. Well, we've actually gotten quite a bit. Really checking off that list. Found a way into the secret passage. Still need to track down my badge. I need to wait until tomorrow for the owner of the armor. Tomorrow says that I need to wait. But I think I might be able to do that today. At least as long as it's after 9. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay, I still need to talk to Titus. That's actually the last thing on my list for today. I'm really mopping stuff up today. This is going great. Maybe after that I'll do some checklist stuff for the map. See if I can get anything else going.
It's you again. What is it?
I listened to your fucking tape.
And?
I talked to her about it.
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens. Jaw sets. Ready for another blow.
Oh, he does. He knows that he's not gonna like the answer. And nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Stares at his beer for 2 seconds, intently.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind.
Dark. Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her.
Shakes his head in disbelief.
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
She did not say whoop-de-doo. It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing. I'm gonna say it didn't come as a surprise to her.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
See what we got. Think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she's still in denial. You know, like a defense mechanism. No, maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I think you had a lie plan, but she didn't play along.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success.
Shut him
They
down
admitted
immediately.
To unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
Throws his beer can down.
That lion scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
Nope, not over yet.
Yeah.
You wish. There's a silence in the room. Lane starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
What's that, rhetoric? Yeah, I haven't invested in rhetoric yet. I'll give it a go. Really good chance.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put in
Yeah! Let's do it. Take out this weak link.
Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
That's it then. Case closed. Going home, Kim.
Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because you're a foreigner.
Goddamn right. Don't come around if you're not from around.
Fuck you. I'm not from around. That's not why we...
There we go. Don't come to the wild north if you are not white enough.
They just hang you like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of your corpse. Club you from behind, string you up, and go back to drinking. Cool guys, you drag them out back, light their corpses on fire and piss on them. You don't care. Yeah, no, the club
It
string you
wasn't
up.
that. It wasn't... We didn't hit him, okay?
Batman says with a wheeze.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean?
You're gonna turn to Angus. He's the weak link. You're gonna call him out. Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! He was already fucking dead! That's why he didn't struggle. They're protecting somebody. I fucking knew it.
Shut up, Angus!
Oh, he was dead before you hanged him?
Daddy! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Little guy hits Angus on the back of the head. A loud slap.
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he?
Oh,
His
he doesn't.
closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
Room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, Where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
Walks off without looking back.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it?
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in
Wound was
blue
difficult
gloves.
to see.
Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his brow, scalpel still in his hand. Get the light. Shine it in his mouth. He tells his assistant. The coroner squats to better see the light illumines the darkness inside. Well, shit. Can't blame them for missing that. Get the saw, Alan. This just got fun.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Who's Tibbs? The A party that we've been looking for?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
So if she didn't kill him, then why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
These people, who are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the Moral Intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
I mean, that's fair. So who killed the Merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
The doors. The doors are connected. They would have gone through the kitchen, up to the top, through that other door, which is barred on the other side. They could have shot through the window, and then just left. It would have had to have been someone that had access to the kitchen. That leaves the cook, the cleaner, the manager and Manana. We have leads. We got leads. So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past, too.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Nah, looks like you've been doing nothing but drinking beers and fucking off.
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl? Probably the cleaner?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
Her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing eighth Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
Sure, but can you tell me anything about this affiliate? Name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klausya you want to talk to.
Okay, I've done all my questioning. I'm sorry that I made you guys fight.
Me too.
Thank you for the Titus. Go talk to her for the last time.
Hey, cop. Before you go.
Grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand and thinks of something.
She, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Then slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. I have to get through this door.
It could be connected.
I have to get through it.
The man ponders.
That is key to this fucking everything. Hey. Need to talk to you again.
It's always good to see you.
Cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Puts your coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
My mind is fighting itself.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
And love how rhetoric straight up, like, trumped volition.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the moonlight.
What lies beyond it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world.
That way you're looking over your shoulder, you're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this? The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. Don't have to worry. You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
Going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Wins. Pained little smile.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
What happened here the night that he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened? Like, I need to know what else happened outside the window.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
Looks down. Cigarette has singed her fingers.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
11:30, 12:15. That was super late then. That means that the smoker would have been home.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Aha! That's the other one. Continue. Who's Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Says, as if it's self-evident. Thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boy.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, then let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby
Man, that
explained
was
he would
good.
eat the blood. You know what he does.
Looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Ruby. Where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but you're not.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
When was the window changed? Changed almost immediately?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Your bedroom inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Then it glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here?
Turn to this later. I need to look at that window again.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
What happened here?
The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. From the roof outside,
Where does it come from?
location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Look at point A.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
Right, so I won't be able to find anything that way. I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
There have been another point of origin further away.
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
Hey, where do I get a map of Martinez?
The bookstore. They have maps. You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof, right?
Yes.
Good. We should come back with a map and compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
I love that visual calculus thing. That's so fucking cool. Like some Batman shit.
The man ponders.
I really need to get fucking Mignana. I need to get Mignana's opinion on shit. I need to get his help with that guy. Apparently Mignana talks to him quite a lot.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Damn it. I can question the strikebreaker though. So I can call him out.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I think he may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so. Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Ooh. Of course, yes, let's forget about it.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore.
Yeah, let's avoid that. Just once. Just once. Let's not poke a hornet's nest.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Damn. Yeah, well. Sucks to suck, I guess. I need to talk to Titus about Ruby. Before it closes, I need to get that map from the bookstore.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
What's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
I'll look at the trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Ooh.
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
Okay, and who are these Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Now I'm gonna pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, The petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Parapsychologically?
She looks
I'm sorry?
away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This place calling to me. Must investigate beyond the threshold. I don't care, you can't stop me. I'll open them. I'm a police officer, I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
But I sense this place calling for me.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. Thank you.
I'll think about it.
Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say.
I will.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Must be something spooky back there. A tome of fascist magic. Quaint picture book. Are these maps here?
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Buy it.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Hey, I finally have a map. Fucking finally.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Houdon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock, The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
I'm still alive. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. That's true. That said, it's getting late. I'm about at the 3-hour mark, and things are just getting noisy all over again. So I'm gonna call it for the night, and I'll hopefully be able to pick this back up again on Monday, starting in here, talking with her about her fascist magics or something. See. Still here, thank you for being here. You have a wonderful night.